Hello everyone and welcome to Mountain Lake Journal. I'm Tom Hellig. New York Governor Kathy Hochul this past week made her first trip to the Adirondacks since taking office. The governor wrapped up Climate Week by taking part in a demonstration in this newly paved municipal parking lot along Main Street in Lake Placid. It's part of a $15.5 million water infrastructure project in the village, replacing water and sewer lines and using a new type of asphalt on sidewalks and parking lots that rainwater runs right through, capturing and filtering stormwater runoff and preventing it from flowing into nearby Mirror Lake.
This is part of our future on how we have to do things smarter to make sure we protect our environment.
You are standing on top of, right now, a rainwater catchment system. It's actually underneath this parking lot, and it filters and captures all of the water that's flowing down the hill, prevents it from going into Mirror Lake and increasing pollutants in Mirror Lake, holds it here while it can slowly be bled out back into the system. A really innovative project. You can park right on top of it. And again, you're seeing all the reductions in pollutants into the lake. This is one example. This is one project right here. There's two more of them down the street. It's a $15 million project, but it's really, really exciting what we've been able to accomplish with this infrastructure money.
There's never a good time, as you know, to tear up Main Street. Just ask the merchants. But if there ever was a good time, this was it. Due to the support and the backing of the state, the fact that our water line was 110 years old, the pollution of the lake, it really had to be done. We didn't know how bad it was till we started digging it up and getting in there. So this is really state of the art at this point.
It was just one of several major announcements from Hochul during Climate Week, including an expansion of solar projects, as well as 2 new transmission lines that will carry power to more than 2.5 million customers in metropolitan New York. One of those projects, the Champlain Hudson Power Express line, would run power from Canada under Lake Champlain in the Hudson River to New York. Our colleagues in Canada report if it wins approval, it would be the largest contract ever for Hydro-Quebec, potentially in the tens of billions of dollars over 25 years. Governor Hochul talked about moving ahead on that project when she met with reporters during her stop in Lake Placid.
Making sure that we have strong sources of energy, clean energy, flowing into our most populated areas like New York City, and Hydro-Quebec is going to be a partner with that. We're going to bring the transmission down lines along existing transmission power lines and as well as underground, so there's minimal disruption, as well as another source coming in from Delaware County to bring wind and solar to the city. So we've been making a lot of announcements in addition to our commitment to have a $4 billion Environmental Bond Act, which we just announced. We need to get that through the budget, but that'll be on the ballot next November, and that is a major commitment of ours and truly all New Yorkers into a clean energy future, as well as protecting and building resiliency from Mother Nature, as we've seen with hurricanes and all kinds of unprecedented storms we've been battling in the last couple of weeks.
We also asked the governor about the federal infrastructure bill working its way through Congress and calls for her to reach out to the Biden administration to get the northern border reopened to Canadians.
Absolutely critical. You cannot imagine what we're going to be able to do when that money starts flowing to New York. And I thank the president, I thank Majority Leader, our Senator Chuck Schumer, Senator Gillibrand, and our whole delegation who support this. And I hope everyone who's a member of our delegation will be able to go back to their districts and say they voted for this, because this is our lifeline to the future. We need that money for just basic repairs and infrastructure that has been long neglected. You heard from the mayor that the infrastructure replacing here is 110 years old. That's not unique to Lake Placid, it's what's happening all over. But also, we have to build back more resiliency from the storms that are now becoming not 100-year events, but every 10 days is what we've been experiencing, or unprecedented rainfall. We also have to protect our waterways. You know, we have major contaminants still polluting our lakes. I grew up on Lake Erie. I know what pollution looks like and feels like, and I swam in it, unbeknownst to ourselves decades ago. And I want to make sure that the future is a lot brighter for our children, and we have that moral responsibility to protect our planet, deliver clean energy, not later, but right now. That infrastructure bill will be a huge part of that.
Lawmakers here have been asking if you could talk to the president or the administration to try to get some movement on the border closure being extended for another 30 days. Have you talked to the president? I'm not going to disclose all my conversations. I mean to say I spoke to the White House just 2 days ago.
about this topic again. And I conveyed that there is a sense of frustration, to put it mildly. I live on the border when I'm not in Albany or New York, which is very rarely these days, but it is so frustrating because they're vaccinated. Their Canadian neighbors are vaccinated. We only will allow people who are vaccinated to come into our country. And to know that people be getting off planes from countries from all around the world in a matter of a month and a half, I said, don't make us wait. I'm not even talking about people flying in from Toronto to Buffalo or to the North Country. Let people drive across our borders. Let us go across the water crossings, our land crossings right now. So they know how I feel. I'll just say that. They know how I feel. And to all the businesses that have been hurting, I feel terrible for them. And for the families that have been separated, the people that want to continue their education, their jobs. Now that we have the vaccine, there's no reason, no longer.
The governor also told our colleagues at North Country Public Radio that she will name a new chairperson for the Adirondack Park Agency, although she wouldn't say who it will be or how soon that announcement may come. The APA has been without a chair for more than 2 years. And while this was Kathy Hochul's first trip as governor to Lake Placid, she says she visited the Adirondacks a few times during the pandemic.
I was really excited to see the vitality even during the pandemic. It was actually quite astounding that people from other states and even our own state discovered what all of you as locals have cherished for a long time, that this is a one-of-a-kind lifestyle.
Many New Yorkers, including several who stopped along Main Street to listen to the governor speak, say she has been a breath of fresh air.
Times are so difficult right now, especially with COVID and everything else, and we just need strong leadership to kind of guide us through that, you know. And, you know, it's a tough order, but bringing people together instead of dividing them, and I don't know how you do that. So, you know, God bless her. She's got a tough order to fill.
And it is really great to have a female governor. So we are pretty excited about it. And she seems to have a record in which she has been strong with what she says and doing what she says.
Before heading to Lake Placid last week, Governor Hochul stopped by the Business Council's annual meeting in Bolton Landing, where she said she plans to continue with ex-Governor Andrew Cuomo's regional economic development councils and yearly competitions. Although she says she is open to new ideas, including boosting the amount of money for downtown revitalization projects.
But my priorities will be continuing in the economic development initiatives that have been so successful, the downtown revitalization, the regional economic development councils, which I chaired for nearly 7 years, so I know their strengths, and I've seen the transformation of downtowns that have been given up for lost. I believe in these programs, and I wanted to actually increase money for those programs in particular.
The annual competition was Cuomo's signature event, with 10 regions across the state competing to win tens of millions of dollars for economic development projects. Hochul says she is open to making changes while keeping what works.
If they were in my shoes, what they would be doing with our regional councils, there's a way to bolster them, make them more impactful, what has worked, what hasn't, because I'm going to be asking that of many programs that are existing. Don't just keep it going because it's there. And we don't always have to burn it down and start over. Let's take the best.
2 communities here in the North Country are hoping they may be able to tap into the latest round of DRI funding. In Tupper Lake, Village Mayor Paul Maroon says housing is one of their top needs. They hope DRI money could be used to turn the former OWD factory into mixed use for housing and businesses, and to help build a hotel and pay for improvements to Park Street.
When you have things that are starting to come here, I think people will start looking at places like Tupper Lake. They're not as congested, not as crowded as some of the bigger cities around us.
And the town of Plattsburgh has also set its sights on a DRI grant that could help enhance the Route 3 corridor and help build affordable housing.